So last time we created an ammo crate. Here's our static mesh, and then we also made a ammo crate blueprint, and we brought that in and just kind of specify if you want for example, you can adjust here, like you can see in real time the object by moving it up or down and sort of setting the pivot to this guy. So now when we're back in the view, we can just pull it down like that. So just sort of a trick. And then we went as far in the last video we left off where we right clicked here and then we went down to asset actions and we went to export. And on the desktop we exported an ammo crate as an FBX. So you can see here. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to open Substance Painter. So now that we're in Substance Painter, what we're going to do is go to File, New, Select, and I'm going to select that ammo crate from the desktop. And what you'll notice is I'm going to I'm going to give you a little bit of a painting tutorial in the next video. Right now I just want to show you guys some issues that we have to do. So if I hit F2 right now, or F3 rather, this is our 2D representation. If I hit F1 you can see both. What you want to get is you want to get a nice flat two-dimensional representation of this crate to paint on. Right now, coming out of Unreal, that doesn't exist. Like it's just it doesn't come unwrapped. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open Maya 2017 and I'm going to pause this video. Alright, with Maya open, I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go to Import here, navigate to my desktop, and I'm going to select my ammo crate. Now if you, for whatever reason, you don't see your ammo crate, you might have to go to Windows, Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager, and then inside of here you're going to have to look for the FBX to Maya. It's right here. So it's in its own little subcategory. So just check on loaded and auto loaded. Now, in another, I have a bunch of videos on modeling and unwrapping if you want to learn the proper way to unwrap. But for now, I'm going to go to UV editor, and I just want to get a clean, sort of flat laid out version. So I'm going to go back up to UV and I'm going to hit automatic. And all that's going to do is take all of the different faces and lay them out flat. Now mind you, this is not a perfect by any means unwrap, but for the sake of what we're doing, this will work. So I'm going to close that and I'm going to do File, Export All. And I'm going to find that ammo crate on the desktop. I'm going to hit yes there. And then I'm going to jump back into Substance Painter. And what I want to do is reopen this. So the way to do that is go to Edit, Project Settings, and I'm going to select that ammo crate. What's nice about this is if you make any changes in Maya or whatever, this is kind of a nice way to update. And what you'll notice is it even recognized my brushstroke here. Alright, so let's create a really quick, we're going to paint this up and then we're going to hook this up in Maya. So I want my ammo crate to be green. So a trick is to start off with your base color. So I'm just going to click here, and what that does is it gives me a fill layer. And under the gray area here, I'm going to go ahead and make this green. And we'll go a little darker. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to make a new empty layer, and what I'd like to do is paint this sort of bullet symbol gold. So if I hit 4, or I click on this option here, what it allows me to do is adjust my color. It lets me do a polygon fill, which fills it with, this can fill triangles, whole square polygons, or a whole object. So let's take a look at those different options. So I'm just going to select my gold color here. And just like in Maya or Unreal, if I hold Alt and I left click, it lets me rotate around. If I scroll my wheel in and out, I can zoom. So I'm just going to sort of roll, and then again, sort of to pan, I'm going to hold Alt and click my middle wheel in. So with this triangle selected, you can see here that I can click, I can fill the individual triangles. Another thing is if I have faces that are more than more than three, like a triangle, I can just highlight that out like that. So there's our green. And say I want to write, I'll create another layer and I just want to write the word ammo. And I want that to be raised. I can take my height up in my brush settings. And I hit 1 to each brush here. And I'm going to raise my height here. And let's just make it red so we can really see it. You can see now when I write across that, you can see I can kind of label it. Now this isn't the best piece of art, but it's getting sort of the point across for, we made a diffusion map, now we have a normal map. Now let's say we want a little bit of specularity or shininess. I want this guy up here. What I can do is hit C for color and hit P, that gives me my eyedropper, and just select that color there. And if I look at my node here, I can take my metallic and move it all the way to the right and my roughness to the left, and I can make it almost like a mirror. So with my brush sort of expanded, now you can see, here, I'm going to hold shift, and here, let's see. Oh, let me hit M for material. You can see now I can almost paint like a metal type. So it's starting to look more like chrome or something here. And I can also go in here, and if I turn on UV, I can actually paint on those UVs in here without it affecting any other areas. I'm just going to kind of looks pretty good. Let's get this guy over here. And I'm adjusting my brush size by holding Control and right clicking, or all of your brush settings are in here. Alright, that's far from perfect or a great ad set, but it gets the point across. I mean, you can even drop like little gold if you want around your ammo crate. Alright, so I'm going to end this video. Actually, let's go ahead and export this out, and then we'll start the next video where we're in Unreal hooking this up. So I'm going to right click in here, hit export textures, and this time I'm going to click this options here, go to my desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder and call this ammo crate. And then within that folder, I'm going to select that, and I want to do targas. And for my configuration, I'm going to select Unreal 5, or I'm sorry, Unreal 4, sorry. And all of these are perfect. I'm going to hit export. And then lastly, inside of Unreal, inside this Blueprints folder, I'm just going to right click, make a new folder, call it Ammo Crate. Select these two guys, drag them in here. And then inside of Ammo Crate, I'm going to right click, and I want to import into here. And I'm going to go to my desktop and go to Ammo Crate. Select these three and then hit open. And there is my 3 different settings, my calls and roughness map, my normal map, and my diffusion.